Well, hello there, and welcome to another character equation video, and no subtitle joke for this one, for now. And this is just the second one of the series, but trust me, there will be more. Now, what is this character equation about? Well, it's the name of another one of my way too elaborated Ayreon related fan projects, where I try to design every Ayreon character ever. Yes, maybe that could be a subtitle. And well, there's more than 90 of these characters, but we'll get there. In the first video, I started out with me, wife and best friend from the album The Human Equation, and you should go check that one out if you haven't seen it yet, maybe after this one, or watch the other one first and then go back to watching this one, or if you're brave enough, you can watch both of them at the same time. For this video and the following, we'll get into the emotions from the same album. There are 7 of them. Yes, these are the only emotions ever. It applies to real life too. And if you feel anything other than this, I'm very sorry to tell you that your feelings are wrong. This is a joke, by the way. Anyway, goofs aside, I may or may not have completely lost the recordings of one of them, and that emotion is reason. Funny, isn't it? So I'll talk about Reason's design at the end of the video, but without any time-lapse of it playing in the background. Sorry about that. This is actually worse for me than anyone else because I have to animate my persona for a longer amount of time, and it's not particularly my favorite part of making this. But that won't stop my Ayreon rotting brain from talking way too much. Anyway, let's get into the drawings. First up for this video we've got Passion, played by Irene Jansen. As you can already see, the names of these characters are as descriptive as the ones in the previous video. That's a trend in all Ayreon albums, except for Transitus, where characters have actual names. And Mr. L also has a name, for whatever reason. Anyway, Passion, as her name suggests, she's going to be passionate, motivated, etc. Now again, I took so much inspiration from the theater equation because the designs are basically flawless, especially the color choices. What color represents passion best? Red, of course. Strong, powerful, confident. Now I wanted all of the emotions to have jackets, and I can't remember right now if Passion had a jacket in the live version at some point, because I haven't watched it in a while, and she doesn't have one in most of the pictures I found. If she does wear one, it's for a very little while, I assume. But I wanted each one of the jackets or coats to have their own thing, so she's wearing it kind of like a cape, because the word passion sort of reminded me of generic shonen anime protagonist, and I got struck by lightning by the spirit of Kamina from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, who also wore a red cape and is very passionate, to say the least, except Passion from The Human Equation didn't break my heart. If you know, you know. Now, I decided to still give her a corset, like in the live version, since I thought it was cool, and I guess it's got a kind of a Valkyrie vibe to it. I also kept a long skirt on because I really adore the floatiness of it all, and I took inspiration from the theater equation again, except this one is kind of a layered skirt where you have a shorter bit at the front and a longer bit around the rest of the body. Then the translucent tights? I'm sure I said that wrong, but you'll see they are merely an aesthetic color choice, and then I gave her some strong platforms to make the ground rumble for each step she takes. As for the hair, again, I kept it close to the live version because floaty qualities, except I didn't keep the little color beads she had. I did think about giving each one of the emotions some of their signature colors on their hair, but then I thought that might be too much. If the jackets had been any other colors or more muted, I might have done it like I've done with their eyes. I'll be honest here, in part I colored their eyes with their signature colors because I wasn't going to zoom in on 100 pictures to try and figure out the exact eye color of each singer. Passion explained, so let's go into the next one. I just now realized that I haven't gotten into the story of the emotions yet, so let's start with that. I already talked about this in the previous video of the series, but the main character, me, and again that's the name of the character, not actually me, suffers a car accident and enters a coma. Next to him are his wife and best friend, hoping that he will wake up. In this coma, Mi's emotions come to life in his mind while he remembers key moments of his life in the span of 20 days. These emotions will walk him through his memories and, well, some of them will try to help him get out of the coma, some others will make it a little more difficult. So, here we have Pride, yet another confident and strong character. I also kept this sort of navy blue color on him, like in the live show, because it's a strong shade of blue, unlike maybe teal or Silurian. I'm sure I said that wrong again. I did try other colors, however, like orange, mostly since that also seems like a proud and energetic color and could maybe even remind us of tigers or lions. However, I didn't quite like how it looked along with the rest of the elements, and when I tried a lighter or darker shade of it, it looked not great and kind of dirty, I would say. So, because this blue shade also leans a tiny bit more towards purple, not entirely, but let's say it's the transitional color, it also brings a certain sense of royalty. And I really like how this specific hue has so many possibilities in terms of light and dark, because you can even get a purpler tone without needing to shift it. Color talk aside, I mentioned tigers and lions before, especially lions, they're basically the symbol of pride. So I thought, how can I incorporate that into the design? And as I was working on it, again, I got a flash of inspiration and thought it would be pretty cool of him to have a tamer or ringmaster theme. He's played by Magnus Ekwall, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, from the band The Quill, and he already had the lion mane and the powerful roaring voice. So I totally went with that direction. I also decided to rip the jacket apart for both floatiness and also so that you think, oh, this guy literally rips it. Then I made the pauldrons metal instead of just regular cloth pauldrons, because I like to be extra and because I thought the armor look added some more to his toughness and even stubbornness. He's also mostly covered up, minus the fingerless gloves, again getting into the ringmaster theme to be protected against whatever beast he has to tame, although he's kind of a beast himself. Honestly, the one thing I would change about this one for sure is the pose, or at least the perspective. He looks really little, but anyway, that's one more character. Let's keep going forward. Last time-lapse of the day, here's the heartwarming love. She's played by Findlay, and honestly, she's such a perfect fit, because everything about this character just makes you feel comforted. So, starting from there, the colors most commonly used to represent love are either red or pink. So, because the red has already been taken by passion, we'll go with pink for this character. It's actually kind of in between of red and magenta, so that it also leans towards the warmer tones, and it's the one pink shade that doesn't make me gag. So sorry for you pink lovers out there. I let you know that I once had to teach a class on color theory, and one of the examples I used was the theater equation. Seriously, I just kept the lore dumping as simple as I could and focused on the colors. So I think I got the point across pretty well. So, in the light version, Love has a couple of butterflies as accessories on her hair and costume, and I thought that was such a nice detail, and I took inspiration from it. So, her sleeves were meant to be a lot more floaty, and looking at it now, I'm not sure if I'll end up changing them. They are so wide and hanging like that since I wanted them to resemble wings of some sort. But again, I'm unsure if it really gets the point across like that. And that's also the point of the long coat. I guess that one is a lot more floaty and understandable, just like the pants. You will also see that I added some soft gradients on the ends of the sleeves, pants and coat, because I wanted to spice them up a tiny little bit. And overall, I tried to avoid very dark colors and kept everything light. Another reason why I came up with the dark to light gradients. This time I also let her hair kinda more loose to give some sort of laid back and calm feel. And then the sandal flip-flops. Overall, her design is pretty loose, and I didn't know at all what kind of shoes to give her. So one of my interesting train of thoughts started. Loose, pink, laid back. What does that remind me of? Or better, who? No, it's that hippie again. So he goes around barefoot, but I don't know, I felt like giving her flip-flops for whatever reason. Are the hippie from Into the Electric Castle and Love from The Human Equation the same person? Discuss. I'm just joking here, also. So, there's Love. Now, let me try to explain reason, but again, with no time-lapse. And again, very sorry about that. So, Reason. Again, very descriptive name. He is played by Clayton, and seriously, you gotta hear this man sing. There's something about his deep voice that just makes you go, yeah, I would trust him with my life. He is the voice of reason. So again, I kept the green color from the live version, since green is usually used to depict the smart characters in so many kinds of media, apart from reminding us about nature and such. For him, I wanted a kind of mystic look, and again, I'm using references for this, and so many of the Eric pictures I could find were just the kind of vibe that I was looking for. In so many, he's wearing these huge earrings that I love, and there's also the long, wise, wizard-like beard, and some really cool eye makeup, and the scars on the character were also inspired by the real singer, because I saw a couple of pictures where I guess it was makeup, and he had a bunch of scars on his face, and yet another train of thought started, like, this looks so cool and would also give him a bit of a more mysterious vibe. And you know what? They actually fit. I can guess reason is the wisest of the emotions, and thus has probably had to endure so many metaphorical beatings, and that's why you trust his voice. So let's show that physically as well. From that, I also added a couple of bandages wrapped around his hands. Then for the sleeves, again, I wanted to follow the floatiness. Is that a sentence I just said? Well, but then floatiness, but keeping them mystic. you know. So I made them kind of transparent, translucent, and about the belts, I grew up with Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! So what else can you expect from my character design taste? And that's it for today's chapter of the character equation. As usual, let me know any feedback or questions, or if you liked it in the comments, and thanks so much for watching. I feel like I keep learning more and improving after every video I make, so that's a good thing. However, these videos also take a lot of energy as well, but I'll do my best to keep it up and come up with more topics, not just Ayreon. But again, I really like Ayreon, and it's my fuel to keep working right now, so I can only hope you will like that. There's one more video left for most of the human equation characters to be completed, so expect that one coming in a week or two, maybe. I also have to record this at very specific times, so yeah. And once again, thank you so much for being there, and see you on another video.